And here comes Coco blazing in her man's defense. Coco ain't playing when it comes to Scott. And you know what? Initially, I said that no, I don't think that Scott Disick meant to take a jab at Chyna. I believe that he was just so focused on pouring into Chloe's soul, like validating that, you are the wheel, you're not the third wheeler. You give so much and you do so much for everyone. But looking at Chloe's statement, it is actually confirming that Scott Disick did take a jab at BlacChyna. And I believe that Scott Disick needs to stay out of Rob and Chyna's business because guess what? You could not do that to him and Courtney as it relates to their kids. Scott Disick does not want anyone to say anything about his kids, about Courtney, nor him. So I believe that he needs to extend the said courtesy to Chyna. Also, no one knows what agreement Rob and Chyna has between them. Remember that Chyna is not from this extended family who has an empire and she doesn't have that support system. She doesn't have a mom to give her $2 million, $1 million or so. If anything, Chyna has a mom who keeps hounding her for money. And when Tokyo Tony does not get that money, she goes to the internet and she makes Chyna's life a living hell. So while I understand that Rob may have some more time on his hands, Chyna not so much, it doesn't mean that she's a deadbeat mom because again, Chyna has to be out there making something of herself. And Chyna and Rob could have the agreement where Rob is like, you know what? I know that, you have to try and figure things out financially for yourself. It's okay. Go ahead and do so. Have got dream. You know where to find us whenever you're ready. So if Rob and Chyna has an agreement, I don't believe that anyone should get in the midst of that, or I don't believe that Chyna's weakness should be taken as a disrespect to her, a jab at her, because not everyone is from a Kardashian Jenner clan. And, with Chyna being a black girl, some black people are from wealth, but we all know the story. Many of us aren't. Many of us, we do have to work 10 times harder because of the color of our skin, So, I mean, it's really disrespectful to see Khloe coming out on the internet blazing like this. Let's talk about the post that she made. She said, "It saddens me to see clickbait headlines that are taken out of context or twisted to something it's not. I love all my nieces and nephews more than I can express. Dream and I are particularly close. My brother and I are extremely close. I am with Dream all the time because I am with my brother all of the time. I love her beyond measure. True and Dream are best friends, and I feel so incredibly blessed they have this relationship. I consider all of my nieces and nephews my babies. I even consider my sisters my babies. I take pride in this love and always have. I wholeheartedly believe that it takes a village to raise a child. Life is full of ups and downs, and I'm proud that we have a family that can lean on one another. That's what family does. We are a tribe, and all of us will always be there for one another, especially the babies." So that was the first post that Khloe came out blazing with 8 hours ago after people started reacting to Scott Disick disrespecting BlacChyna. People were like, "It's none of your business. Stay out of it." And you can understand why, because again, with Scott Disick's history, no one can mess with him and his kids and Courtney. So why is it that, he's not extending the same courtesy? Also, I mean, why is Courtney coming out blazing, so defensive? She's coming to Scott's defense so strong. And while she didn't call Chyna a deadbeat mom, on the fact that she said, "I'm with my brother all the time, I'm with Dream all the time, it's really given the sense that she's saying, you know what, China is not there for her child, and as such, my brother is the one who is there all the time. And because I care for my brother, I'm there for my niece Dream all the time as well. And we know that it's not all the time. Sometimes we've seen Dream with crazy ass Tokyo Tony. I don't know why Chyna would leave Dream with Tokyo Tony, but it's her grandmom at the end of the day. And Tokyo Tony has raised Chyna, and Chyna is an amazing human being. She has been a little bit misguided, a little bit lost based on the experiences that she's had in Hollywood. But we can see where Chyna is finding herself and taking the path to change, which is not really easy to do at her age. We don't see the Kardashian Jenners making that stride. So I understand that, China is not perfect as a human being, and the reality is that chances are she could truly be lacking as a mom. But at the end of the day, we don't see China giving you guys a hard time. So why is it that everyone wants to give China a hard time? No, let's continue, because guess what? Coco, she wasn't done there. She came back. She came back and she had something else to say. She said, life is challenging enough. I hate how something so sweet as Dream's sixth birthday is getting twisted. Rob is doing the best he can as a parent in life. Angela is doing the best she can as a parent in life. So she caught that she basically threw Chyna all under the bus. So she's coming back, to say, you know what? Both parents are doing well. Typical Khloe, right? She's saying, I'm doing the best I can as a parent, uh, as I can as a parent and in life. We're all trying to do our best in life. Our children are healthy, happy. Most of all, they are loved by everyone in our tribe. I am sure the narrative of Kardashian versus China is more fun to read about, but there really is nothing there anymore. We all want to move on from the negativity. The focus is on Dream and her happiness and making sure she feels unconditional love at her mommy's house or daddy's house and the family member's house for that matter. Please stop pinning us against one another. Um, she further states, life is hard enough. Let's try to lead with love and understanding, especially when children are involved who may see your clickbait one day. I do agree with Khloe and what she's saying, but at the same time, this is what should have been said first, you know? So it's as though she read the first post and she was like, and someone else told her, that's definitely not good, because if you're saying you're with Dream all the time, your brother is with Dream all the time, it's really dismissing Chyna as a parent. So I believe that after she realized her mistake, she came back and she's like, let's try this again. And this time, I will not disregard Chyna as a parent. Accountability, ain't it? But I think that Khloe is a bit too sensitive about Scott, because if nothing was said from Scott, then the internet would have nothing to react to. So with her coming out gun blazing like that, I believe she should have taken the time out. And she also needs to be considerate of the fact that the internet didn't go off on nothing. They went off on what Scott said. And then you basically came out with a post confirming what Scott said, and you realize that you have just caused further damage, and then you try to do the damage control by, praising Chyna. So right there and then, you need to be held accountable, Khloe. You need to hold yourself accountable, and Scott needs to, do a return favor. If you don't appreciate someone talking about you and your kids, just don't talk about people and their kids. And that's all I have to say about that. But guys, I want to hear from you though, because this is all interesting. messy too, right? Khloe needs to get off the internet. She loves to throw a tantrum and then oftentimes get it wrong. But I want to hear from you though. Let me know what your thoughts are. And while you're at it, give this video a big thumbs up, share if you care, and talk to you all later. Peace.